What's up, guys? Nick Fleury here. This week, we hear the punch button. We'll be talking about The Revenant. I'm not going to talk too long, just a little bit, but I recently saw it, and I gotta say, I quite enjoyed it, but at the same time, it wasn't really what I expected it to be. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy, Domhnall Gleeson, and a few others. Maybe I didn't really recognize everyone else, but it's directed by Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, director of Birdman. I don't think it stands up with the level of direction Birdman has. I mean, it's still groundbreaking. It's filmed on location, only using the light of day as lighting. But I feel that for what it was, it could have been more entertaining, for lack of better words. The acting was great. Tom Hardy was amazing. Leonardo DiCaprio, he was great as well. But I feel like if he wins an Oscar for this, because he is nominated, this would not be the movie he should win for, in my opinion. But movie has a nice story, and it's just it's thrilling. It is. It keeps you on the edge of the seat at some moments. But as I said before, it's not exactly what I wanted it to be. But it doesn't take away from it doesn't take away from the fact that it's a good movie. I would recommend it, but if you're expecting a revenge-thrilled movie with nonstop action, this isn't for you. It's 2.5 hours long, but yeah, go see it. This has been Nick Fleury signing off.
Hey guys, the Chief Asch here today, trying a little something new with my setup and talking about The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy. Well, to start off, I'm a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan. I have been for a really long time, and I'm one of those people that always tunes into the Oscars to see the disappointment. So this movie is, when I saw the trailers come out for it, I was really excited to see it, and I was like, man, maybe this is going to be one of those movies that, he's going to get Oscar nominated for, which he was, and maybe he'll win for, and it's going to be really good, and blah, 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 blah. And then the movie gets here, and what can I say? I mean, it was a good movie. It's based on true events, and I looked up about Henry Glass, and essentially what happened in real life with that guy was simply just he got mauled by a bear. Not simply mauled by a bear, crawls 200 miles to a fort. That's the story. So the revenge, it says it's based on true story. That's it. That's the extent of that. Past that, the only they added the revenge plot, which I thought was going to be a little cooler. But anyway, let me back up at it. The movie as a whole, it's a pretty decent movie. Definitely worth the watch. They kind of filmed. The director went out of his way, and he's known to do it, to film it, with completely naturalistic lighting and out in the elements and stuff like that, which is another reason why I saw that, and I was like, DiCaprio didn't even need to be out in the elements to be good. So you throw him out there, it's even better. And that was my first thought. And I was like, Tom Hardy does good work, dude. This is gonna be amazing. But I mean, it came out and it has some really beautiful shots, especially with the simply natural lighting. Me and Nick Fleury saw it together, and one of my first comments when the movie started was like, "Wow, this has some really good cinematography, like right off the bat." And I even pointed out, I was like, "Hey, they're using naturalistic lighting." I didn't know that was actually the route they were going for. I knew they were filming in the elements, but I didn't know they were just using the sun. And I found that out post watching the movie. But so yeah, that was a comment I had. It's very, very pretty shots. There's a lot of stuff to look at. It's very pretty, and like in Birdman, a lot of this is one shot, but not the whole movie. So, but there's a lot. There's some long scenes, and it stays kind of in camera. But you get a lot of fun stuff to look at. You like a lot. You get there's plenty to see, but most of what the movie is spoilers. So they're fur traders. There's they're trying to collect pelts or whatever, and they get attacked by an Indian faction that's trying to find a lost daughter or what have you. and from that they escape. Only some of them live, and then Tom Hardy kills Leonardo DiCaprio's son, and the whole revenge plot is him trying to get to him to kill him. And I mean, that's all well and good, but it's, I don't know. He's got the rage, and they make that the driving point for him to go. Which I feel like if they would have went a little more true story with it, because he made it that far in real life because of his will to survive, not because of some sort of righteous fury. Which, it's, like the survival instincts works in movies. I mean, we've seen 127 Hours and stuff like that. People enjoy seeing that. So I don't really see the problem heading that direction with it, but they went the revenge route with it, which I don't think it suffered for it. I don't think it suffered for it, but they made it out to make it look like it's a huge part of the movie. I mean, it's called The Revenant, but it wasn't as big a part of the movie as it probably should have been for the name of it. But there's a few different factions in there. There's two present Native American factions, and then one mentioned that's a third, which is the Sioux. And then there's the French and the Americans. And I found, as of watching it, they use the French as a plot device to make sure that they do a really good job. This is very clever in the script. They do a very good job at making, when you start off, you're like, okay, DiCaprio's group's the good guys, the Americans, yay, America. But then as it goes on, you watch it and you're like, wow, America sucks. Like, they're a bunch of assholes. But then you keep watching the Native Americans, and they're just killing people on sight without asking people. But what happens? They use the French as this nice little plot device to make every faction except for France look like not assholes. They really go out of their way to keep it from making anybody the villain. So none of the Native Americans and none of the Americans, the settlers, the traders, what have you, none of them look like villains at the end of the movie. The only ones that just straight up look like assholes is that particular group of Frenchmen. So it's one of those because, I'm not going to drop one of the deep spoilers. You can still watch the movie of what I've given you. So boom, I'm not going to. There's a little bit to it. Watch it yourself. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But I don't know. The movie's set up very well. It's a little long, but you don't really. I didn't get bored because, like I said, there's a lot to see. It's a very artsy film for the grade it came out as. And so when I say there's a lot to see, there's a lot of naturalistic things. So if you're one of those people that you can go to art galleries and kind of check things out, this is definitely a movie you should check out. It's very pretty to watch, and then the story is pretty good. I feel like it would have been better if we would have just kind of nixed the revenge plot. But the performances are really good. Tom Hardy, he's got this really crazy dialect. It's pretty accurate, but because it's accurate, sometimes it's kind of hard to hear him. I had to double check with Nick on what he was saying a lot, and so that was like a problem for me. But it was good acting that led it to it, so it was not really a problem. It's just it's a problem for me. So it's what I like. I can't hear that crap, so whatever. But no, Tom Hardy does excellent. All the actors are excellent in the movie. DiCaprio, he actually ends up having kind of a lack of lines, but for his lack of lines, he has a really good performance. He's injured through most of it, which, he got mauled by a bear, so yeah, that's a thing. But he plays the injuries well, and they're brought up multiple times, and he holds the pain very well. He keeps it going, and it's very believable. It is a great performance of Leonardo DiCaprio's. Granted, I will not say it's his best performance, even though he was out in the elements and stuff like that, but there wasn't, in my opinion, enough script for him to, because as I said, he didn't really speak that much. It was just him playing the pain, which, as much of acting talent as that takes to do that, I really feel like a lot of, Oscar performances, they're all very dialogue driven, and this is an Oscar-nominated performance that wasn't so dialogue driven. So if he does get his first win finally because of The Revenant, it won't be because of how he handles dialogue, but as his body functions as an actor. But overall, as much as I want him to win an Oscar because I'm a huge DiCaprio fan, it's kind of a shame that if he does win it, this is the movie that he gets it for, because, you know, he's had so many excellent performances and he probably should have won one by now. And it's, you know, it's one of those things. I would have loved to have seen him get one for like Wolf of Wall Street or something like that. But you know, I mean, as long if he lands one, that's awesome. But if, you know, somebody else were to sneak up and take it, there's a couple good nominations this year. But I mean, I'm still kind of convinced DiCaprio might actually have it this year because of the other nominations. But anyway, what I'm saying is, out of DiCaprio's performances, this isn't the best, but DiCaprio still puts at that high of a level. It's still extremely entertaining. It's a pretty decent film. I like it. I think you'll like it. It gets a little gruesome, so maybe not have the kids watch it. There's some very realistic CG. Probably the most, to date, of all the movies I've seen, probably the most realistic looking CG that I've seen. Is very well done. It fits in with the natural elements of the film. So check it out. It's still in theaters. It's still relatively new. Came right at the end of 2015. Definitely worth the watch for the artsy people, even for your nature hunters and anybody that likes, you know, things set in the 1800s. So it is definitely worth the watch. The Revenant. And this has been the Chief Asch, and keep watching.
Hey, what's up? This is Nick Fleury here, reminding you to subscribe. And if you have any suggestions as to what we do next, or you want to tell us how we did, drop a comment down below. And if you want to see more, hit that like button.